Sports presents the $25,000 challenge. Belvedere Super Pins. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Super Bowl in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. Paul Meunier and Bruce Stephen here for the first match in our second round.
Well, it's called the Super Pins, and indeed it will be Super Pins this time round. $25 a frame, and of course with carryovers it can be much, much more. Should be an interesting afternoon. 4 excellent bowlers lined up to play.
Super prizes, too. Don't forget to fill out your ballot, mail it in for a chance at one of our 3 major prizes: the Suzuki Road motorcycle, the Kawasaki jet ski, or the Honda ATV. And as well, we have prizes today, as we do on every Belvedere Super Pins match. Simply look for the 1-800 number, chance to win the Sharp Pocket Auto Dialer or
the Kodak autofocus camera.
Now, in addition to the money and the prizes, we have Celebrity Bowl, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's meet the bowlers first. Our leadoff bowler today in the first episode of round number 2 is Betty Kelly. Betty comes to us from Timberlea, Nova Scotia. Betty, that average of 108, the high triple, a very impressive 430. Our second bowler is from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia. She's got quite a cheering section on hand today. Yvonne Billard bowls at the Heather Lanes in Sydney with a 105 average. Her high single 167, looking for the 400 maybe this year. Jeannie Mcdow from New Minas, Nova Scotia, bowls at the Fair Lanes in New Minas with a 110 average, just 7 pins shy of the 400 mark. And finally, Lynn Critchlow from Fredericton, New Brunswick, real fun lady to watch on the lanes, bowls at the Hanwell Center with a 107 average, and she has a 406 high triple. So we look forward to seeing all of those bowlers, and I alluded to the Celebrity Bowling. Bruce,
absolutely.
More today?
2 more today, and Nancy Regan is standing by with those 2 bowlers now.
All right.
All right, thanks, guys. The competition is heating up here in the second round of the Celebrity Challenge. Heather Smith is a member of the 1991 Junior Women's Canadian Curling Championship team. Long title. You're also a very good bowler, but you're the underdog going into the game today against Janice Landry, a reporter with ATV News. Janice, you had 97 in your last game. Are you going to hold that same pattern this time?
Oh, definitely. You know it.
She's very cocky, isn't she, Heather? All right. Does her leading status intimidate you?
Sure. Yep. I'm scared.
Yeah. You can tell. All right. Heather's bowling for the Canadian Council of the Blind. Janice is bowling for the Special Olympics. We'll see how they do a little later in the show. Back to you, Paul.
All right. Thank you, Nancy. And we're ready to roll. Number 1 of 4 quarterfinal matches. Each frame here worth $25. Betty Kelly already has $100, having won her first round match.
And she opens like she wants it. A good 8-pin drop. Nice piece of wood in between. Could be worth $25 to this ball right here. Got them both.
Well, that puts her in good position to take the $25 frame. Now, if you don't know how the skins format works, this is it. 2 tie, they all tie. So in other words, if somebody comes up with a spare, but not a strike, then this frame will be a carryover, and the second frame will be worth $25 or $50 rather. If nobody can match the spare put on the board by Betty Kelly, then of course she takes the $25 in this frame.
And the crowd trying to help her out a little bit there, as she has a very shaky 8-pin in behind. Nice wood though. It's on that front pin. Turn that wood back in, she should get them all.
Yeah, some real decent wood there.
The shot.
It's on the front pin.
Oh, just brushed by the 9.
Oh my. 2 good chances there for that 9 to go. Piece of wood flew across, and then the ball fell off the plate just before it could tap the 9 off.
Round 1, Betty Kelly put together strings of 107 and 109. That is what has gotten her here into this skins portion, and it's just the beginning. Yvonne Billard up now. Yvonne, one of those real good bowlers from down Cape Breton way. She had a 119 and then kind of faltered a little bit with a 94, but that was good enough. Get back in the second match of the very first round. Is second to Lynn Critchlow, who is also bowling in the match today. Now, this is a great setup here for Yvonne to block Betty Kelly. Match her with the spare. Oh, she got down low, but it's good enough. So we've got a couple of spares in the opening frame. The other side now. Off to the side, counts 5 on it. The kicker here is you want to make some money at $25 a frame, but you really want to get into the next round, and the only way you can do that is to get into the first or second placings. And hey, look at this.
Wow. Serious earrings there on Yvonne Billard. Now, this is kind of an inside joke if you don't know. Yvonne Billard, of course, bowling in a previous series, lost an earring.
Not ready, she says.
And in the course of that show, took off the other earring, found the other one, and then put them both back on.
Yep. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that and her counterbalances. Jeannie Mcdow up now. Jeannie, the defending champion from last season, if you're talking money earned. Of course, not the overall champion. Oh, good hit. Boy, did she move that 5 around. Moved a good 3-4 inches. That is the 5, 7, and 10. It just doesn't look like it with the 5 off the spot. Try to chip it over. It's over on the 7, and we'll take an 8. So Jeannie Mcdow opens with an 8. In round 1, she had a couple of good strings, 114 and 115. Off the side again. What she's really dealing with here is this pin and this pin. If she can drive this pin straight back there, the ball should go over and take the other two. Ooh. Not exactly what Jeannie had in mind there. Oh. Picks up a couple off the side and can go to that with a 9 the hard way. This is Lynn Critchlow. Boy, I tell you, she's an exciting one to watch. Had a great 125 and 110 in the first round. Very animated up there on the approach. This was from Fredericton, New Brunswick. Everything but the one in front.
So, without that strike, of course, which Lynn Critchlow had to come up with to take the $25. We have a carryover in the second frame here, worth $50, and a 10 will force a carryover. So spare will win it.
That's right, any kind of a mark. For Lynn here, will be worth $50. Anything short of a 10, and Betty Kelly, of course, gets the 50. Oh, everything but, well. Lynn Critchlow trying now to get the single pin, the 10, and force yet another carryover. She catch the wood in the gutter. Waiting for the call there. I guess it was a 9. So that means Betty Kelly will pick up the $50 skin. One thing about this year's location, a little hard to pick up that one location on the lanes, Paul.
From where we're sitting, yeah.
So it's payday for Betty Kelly. She picks up $50.
Now, some people would say that we're blind anyway.
I want to say hello to Bill and Sylvia Lewis from the Sackville area here. I ran into them and ran to Bill, actually, and said how much he and Sylvia enjoy the show. And, hey, we enjoy having you week after week at home watching, and appreciate your comments. Betty Kelly to the other side after that 9. Good hit on the front, but the leave isn't terrific. She does have a piece of wood, though, to work with. You see it there. You can lay the ball in there and try to kick this wood across and hope for the best on the 10. Here's the shot. Got it. Oh, yes. Betty Kelly continues to bowl real well. couple of spares. Watch the way she uses the wood. Real nice. Now, Yvonne Billard up. She opened with a spare, had 5 on it, 9 in the second frame, sitting at 24 after 2.
Just off to the left-hand side. Some wood covering the 10-pin for her there. As those other 2 pieces kind of move out and become not a part of the shot at all. Wants to be on the front pin. As wood comes back ever so slightly, and she, well, now that wood is really out of the picture.
In case you missed it, just a week ago, we sent 2 more bowlers into this quarterfinal round. Lucia LeBlanc with a 116 and a 103, and Linda Chisholm, 121 and then a 90. Got a little dicey for Linda, but she came through and will be part of this quarterfinal series. Interesting shot here with a piece of wood out front. She'll play the slanted wood and try to kick the ball over. Yvonne Billard will settle for the 9. Take a look now at Jeannie Mcdow again. Jeannie appeared to be off her game a little bit the first couple of frames.
That's right.
Actually pretty accurate. Of course, it's only 2 of 20. Off the side a little bit there.
Back.
Look at that 3-pin move around the 6-pin rather. It was weaving.
Hey!
Boy, good hit there for Jeannie Mcdow. Let's look at this one again. She hit this one as good as you can hit it. And if the 6 hadn't have gone, it would have gone there.
Jeannie sets herself up for a $25 frame.
Yeah.
And now in the 4th, finds the front pin. Leaves the 5 and 7. Wood rolling back. 1 piece out of the way now, another coming up to the top of the plate. This might make the shot a little difficult.
Well, she might have lost the option of playing it on the inside, and we'll have to chip it over from the outside, or she could use the piece of wood, at least the nose of the wood. But no,
oh,
she
yes,
over and
played
she
that
did it
perfectly.
That's a beauty. She did play the outside. She did chip it over. And again, this is 2 perfect spare shots. Here's a second one. You can't play it any better than that.
No.
Jeannie Mcdow. So both Mcdow and Kelly with spares in the 4th, but in the 3rd, Jeannie Mcdow, the only bowler with the spare.
To date.
Yeah.
See if Lynn Critchlow can get one up. Well, that 7-pin was an important part of the plan here.
She has a chance here to mark with just the 2. She doesn't. Jeannie gets the 25, and Jeannie does get the 25. The wood behind, making it a little different. So $25 for Jeannie Mcdow, and there's the 10 for Lynn Critchlow.
And now, strike here gets Lynn $25. If not, we'll have a carry over to the 5th frame, and that'll be the case.
Yep. Kelly and Mcdow both having spares.
Lynn Critchlow wants to get something going on the board as well. She's the only bowler without a mark.
A couple of 9s and a 10. And she's looking at another 10 here. Well, yes. Shouldn't be a problem. Doesn't want to get high up in the wood, though. Ooh, she got right on the pin. Couldn't get any angle on it.
So we've already had a couple of carryovers. When we come back, the $50 5th frame. Stay with us. Our first episode of round number 2, the quarterfinals. Betty Kelly up, bowling on a $50 5th frame. Due to the carryover caused by a spare by Betty Kelly and Jeannie Mcdow in the 4th.
Boy, real
There's
shaky
the big
8.
9-pin drop.
That's
And
great.
Right, that is shaky.
Great setup.
Can't go wrong here.
No, she has a lot of degree of error, really, anywhere like that. Didn't even need the wood. She would have been on the pin. Betty Kelly gets yet another spare. Now, keep in mind, it's $25 a frame. And in fact, the one that Betty just bowled in was $50 because of the carryover. But you want to get to the next round, so make sure you're first or second. Don't get blinded by the dollars. Right, Paul?
That's right.
Well, a little tough one here with the 4 and the 7 and the 6 on the other side. You may try to come in deep here and kick this wood over.
Yeah, well, she's got that piece of wood at the top of the plate.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Gotta go, that's right, for the other piece of wood. Look down on the monitor, then look down the lanes, and there were two different pictures, really.
Here's Betty. Ooh, just misses on that one. So a 9 box. She goes to 81, though, 21 over par.
Good news is for Betty, she spared in the 5th, and that's a $50 frame. So Billard, Mcdow, and Critchlow will now try to match or do one better. It's going to be tough for Yvonne. In case you're wondering, at the conclusion of round 1, all the names go into a hat, and they're drawn out at random. Well, actually, they're drawn out at the Super Bowl here, but anyway.
That's the post-game parties over at random, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, people turning out in droves.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Good car, those droves.
Yeah, drove one time. Anyway, they're drawn out at random, and you may have 4 Nova Scotians, you may have 4 New Brunswick bowlers, whatever the case may be in the second round. In the first round, we also do it raw, but we make sure there are 2 Nova Scotians and 2 New Brunswick bowlers on every show of the first round. Yvonne Billard here. Despite all that manipulation, when the first round was over, we had an equal amount of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick bowlers. 8 each. Good cleanup there for Yvonne Billard. She gets the 10 in the 6th. Jeannie Mcdow up now. Spare in the 3rd, spare in the 4th, open on the 2nd spare right now, and trying to match, at least match, Betty Kelly's spare in the 5th. There's Betty looking on.
Jeannie finds that front pin.
Oh, boy. 8. Get out of there in a hurry, but if she's going to mark here, it's going to be a little tough. Although we saw her make a similar shot.
That's right, the other side.
That's right, exactly. Let's see if she can do it again.
Perfectly. Not this time.
Betty Kelly stays alive with a $50 skin. Only Lynn Critchlow yet to come.
And Jeannie just misses on the 10 pin for a 9 box. And she goes to 62, 12 over par, heading to the 6th frame. Good hit again. A little bit of a tough leave, and there's that piece of wood up on the left-hand side.
It'd be great if she didn't have the 10 on the right-hand side.
Now, then again, you've got that second piece of wood perpendicular to the plate there. And, ooh, that very nearly sent the top piece over. Yep.
Nice try. 10 here. We caught a block, and she gets it. That blocks Yvonne Billard's 10 in the 6th. Well, let's see what Lynn Critchlow can do. She doesn't spare here. Betty Kelly gets 50, 25.
$50, yeah, for Betty Kelly. That 5th frame is worth. If Lynn Critchlow cannot strike to win it or spare to force the carryover.
Well, she didn't strike, but look at this.
And that'll set her up for a real nice $75 6th frame.
Yeah. All she'll need is a spare. Already 2 bowlers have 10s. And it's taking a long time to get this one. Oh my. Oh, that's a tough one. You heard, maybe you picked up the words of Lynn Critchlow. Oh my goodness. Well, big break for Betty Kelly. She gets $50. That gives her 100. Oh, that's tough for Lynn.
But she takes it well.
Yeah, she's a great sport. Big hit there. Almost. Another carryover. Oh, yeah. That's a 10 for Lynn Critchlow. But Betty Kelly gets a break. Lynn missed the tailor-made spare, and Betty gets the $50. Now, Lynn doesn't want to let that bother her too much. She's a pretty loose girl up there on the approach, and I really don't think that's going to bother her. But any other bowler, it could. You know, it could kind of play with your head a little bit. But when she gets up there, as you know, Paul, she moves around so much. In fact, let's take a look at Lynn Critchlow in action, and this is the kind of animated bowler that she is.
Here's the videotape, and you see the hand first, the big wide swing, and then she's up looking. Come on, come on, come on. Reaching back for the ball. Hey, I'll get him this time, says Lynn Critchlow. And
you know,
I particularly like the snap on the back of the head that she gave herself when she missed that obvious spare for $50.
This lady would make a great umpire. Can't you see the
does,
calls at home plate? You're out.
Get a bit of the old Michael Jackson move there, too. Just needs that speckled glove.
Yep.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Sorry, I got carried away there very briefly, but I assure you it won't happen again. We've got 4 frames to come before this first string is over, so don't go away.
Attention itchy, watery, puffy eyes. Attention runny noses. Attention sneezing noses. It'll soon be Seldane time again. For millions of allergy sufferers, Seldane takes away your itchy, watery eyes. Takes away your runny nose. Takes away the sneezing. And it does it all fast, without drowsiness. So attention allergy sufferers, it'll soon be Seldane time again.
Now, when life turns up the heat.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Green.
Can't wait to meet you.
There's Degree Antiperspirant. Degree is body heat activated to release extra protection.
1 more minute.
Okay.
Every time your body heat rises, Degree turns on that extra protection. So when you really need it, Degree keeps you dry and fresher.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
The bullpen's warming up, and, whoa, just in time. Mercy, that's 6 home runs in a row. Manager Whitey Fabian is trying to keep his cool as he signals for some relief. Whoa, look who's coming up next. And Letchford gets the call?
Tired of facing the heat? Well, right now, Mazda is offering air conditioning or an equivalent credit on 323, Protege, 626, MX6, Miata, MPV, and Mazda trucks. Beat the heat with air from Mazda.
Letchford won't get out of the car.
In the midst of cosmetics, cologne, soap, shampoo, deodorant, detergent cards, and cold remedies, there's your Lawton's pharmacist, the person you can rely on to meet all your prescription needs. But more than that, your Lawton's pharmacist is here for you. Your Lawton's pharmacist has the answers to your questions.
Could I be allergic to this?
And advice.
This prescription could make you drowsy.
That's the Lawton's theory of patient care. Accessibility, answers, advice. Lawton's, always friendly, always informative, always there for you.
And here's our leading money winner to date, Betty Kelly, with $100 in this match. Also picked up $100 in the first round. And rolling now in a $50 7th frame because the 6th carried over on the strength of a couple of 10s by Yvonne Billard and Jeannie Mcdow. There's that 1-800 number, folks. Call now for a chance at the Sharp Pocket Auto Dialer or the Kodak Autofocus Camera. Call from anywhere in our viewing area. No charge.
Yep. Betty Kelly, our leader on the scoreboard, and she's made the most money also with $100 in her pocketbook today. So far, lots more yet to come. And, of course, if she moves on, there's lots more in rounds. Oh, the semifinal round and, of course, the big final. But he punched there on the left-hand side, so has to come back real hard in the 1-3 pocket. Over on the 3. Good hit.
Yes, she gets it.
Good 10 for Betty Kelly.
And Yvonne Billard up now. Opened with the mark, got 5 on it, but has struggled a little since. A 9, 7, 9, 8, and finally a $10 in the 6th frame. Punches through on the right-hand side.
She opened with that spare, but she has struggled since then. There he was, that big burly bowler. That was Charlie Slonwhite. Charlie, make my day, Slonwhite. You think that guy's not tough? It's well below 0 outside. He's got the T-shirt on and the glasses. He's a real sweetheart. Pussycat.
Oh, yes, the 1. Timber for a 10. Yvonne Billard goes to the left-hand approach for her 8th frame of this first string. After that, she'll have 12 to come. And around the ball rack and into the 2 again, and rather the 3, and punching straight through. That's tough. Yvonne wants to start getting that ball on the front pin. Definitely would like to see an end to the chopping through. The left-hand side this time, and this is going to be a tough $10 for her. Wants to be in that 1-2 pocket, which still remains. And she turns away at that one.
Yeah. Really trying a little bit too hard there, Yvonne. Pushing it a little bit much. She'll sit down and think about that and give away to Jeannie Mcdow. Mcdow from New Minas. Married to Ira. 3 children. And her profession. Is this the party to which I'm speaking?
An operator.
Operator, yep. And she is a smooth operator, too.
Oh, yes. Sade. Ooh, finds that front pin there. Knocks the 7 out, takes the 10, leaves the 3 and 6. There's the 3 and the 6. Yeah.
Good looking 10 for Jeannie.
$82, 12 over, Jeannie Mcdow.
She has been in front of our ATV cameras countless times. Of course, went all the way to the final and won a whole whack of money last year. Second appearance back here this year, and I swear, for every show, she gets more and more nervous. But it works for her. Needs to bring out the best in her.
Works well under the gun.
Yeah.
That's a 9, or rather an 8, sorry, for Jeannie Mcdow to go to 90 even, 10 over. Betty Kelly, on the other hand, she's 20 over after 8 frames. Here comes Lynn Critchlow looking for her first mark of the day. This is a $50 7th frame, and a spare. Her first mark would get her that $50.
She got out there in the approach and pulled up her socks. I think that was a message to the other bowlers.
And maybe even to herself.
Oh, boy. Good try there. So we have yet another carryover. Frame 8 will be worth $75.
And Lynn finds that pin.
Situation again. If she gets the spare, it's a payday. This time, $75. Or, of course, a strike.
Sure.
Oh, my.
Yikes.
Now she has to get a 10 to force a carryover.
That's right. Betty Kelly looking at $75 in this one. Just on the strength of the 10.
Oh, boy. She wanted that single pin. Now, go for them all. Try to block or play your own game and try to get the 2.
She's going for the 2. Back with the money. That'll come later.
Good move. That's a good move on her part. And certainly Betty Kelly appreciates that. She has now $175. That's Betty Kelly.
And we'll come back with the final 2 frames of this first string after these messages.
The worst headaches. When you're running a house with 22 kids in it, you want real relief.
So we use Anacin. Used it for years.
Used it for a lot of years. Because Anacin is strong enough for our worst headaches.
And mine too.
If chewing gum sticks to your dental work, you'd be in trouble if you tried this with most ordinary gum.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now, if Peter Piper, the pickle pepper picker, picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper, the pickle pepper picker, picked?
Regular or sugar-free. Freedent's the one that tastes great and won't stick. Won't stick.
If your sporty car doesn't feel so sporty anymore, you need a change. By the team. The BFGoodrich Tire Team. They'll put on BFGoodrich TA Performance tires. Tires designed just for your sporty car. It's a whole new level of performance. Feel the difference. See your BFGoodrich Tire Team if they don't see you first.
Ponderosa, doing it better, a great deal better.
Right now, get a chop steak dinner with soup and salad buffet Sunday and unlimited Pepsi for just $5.99.
Try the new Ponderosa with their famous all-you-can-eat salad buffet, free refills on coffee and pop, and of course, juicy flame-broiled steak at reasonable prices so you can feed your whole family.
Right now, get a chop steak dinner with soup and salad buffet Sunday and unlimited Pepsi for just $5.99.
Well, we're quickly approaching the halfway mark. Couple of frames here before this first string is over, and we get to that big celebrity bowling installment. This is a $25 ninth frame. Betty Kelly has taken all but one skin today.
And she is really having a day. She's number one on the scoreboard. She's at an even 120 over par. She's won $175. And she's a 10-pin lead over Jeannie Mcdow, who's in second place. The bowlers that have to be a little bit concerned, Mcdow at 90. And again, another mark for Betty Kelly. Lynn Critchlow's at 76 and Yvonne Billard's at 73. And, of course, there are still 12 frames to come, but they don't want to slip too far behind. Meanwhile, Betty Kelly continues to roll along real nicely. Thank you. Just to cut that ball and only got 4 on the mark this time. Great effort. Well, Betty really has something going. I was watching that wood that you watched a moment ago move back and forth and back and forth and back.
Betty with a bit of her own. You're feeling very sleepy. Your eyes are growing heavier. You will write the check in the amount of... No.
Yvonne Billard up 73, 7 under par for Yvonne. She'd like to make some money, but she'd like to pick up some bonus pins on some marks. We'll get a chance here. Nice coverage in behind on the 9. She can lay the ball in here or lay it in here. Either place will get the job done. There it is. First mark since the opening frame for Yvonne Billard. See what Yvonne can put together. That mark, by the way, matches the mark that Betty Kelly has in the 9th frame.
That's right. Well, looking at the scores to date in this tournament, high single belongs to Shirley Donovan. Came up with a 137 in the second string of the first match, and that carried her to a 258, which is the high double in this tournament. And Yvonne Billard comes big. We'll throw a bonus ball to finish.
Oh, yeah, this is a real nice shot. Look at this. Watch the ball take the 8. Bang. Isn't that pretty?
Here's the big bonus box for Yvonne Billard. I mentioned Shirley Donovan with the 137. That's a 5 count there. Next, Barb Durling second place in the high single category with 136. Then we get a couple of 125s belong to Lucy Ontario and Lynn Critchlow.
Yeah.
She bowled a big 125 in the first string of the second match, and she is trailing here today by a bunch. She'd like to get something going when she gets up as we look at Jeannie Mcdow with a shaky 6 and the 10-pin.
Good thing for Lynn Critchlow is that she's at 76 without a mark, so she's pinned well. Boy, picking up a couple there is Jeannie Mcdow. That's a spare, so that's 3 spares in the 9th. For Kelly, Billard, and now Mcdow. See what Jeannie can get on hers. Big hit. Big 9-pin drop.
Just the single pin.
And this would block Yvonne Billard's spare in the 10th.
That's right.
Oh, just missed. Just missed.
Well,
off the nose of the wood, not the B. That's a 9 for Jeannie, but she finishes with an excellent 118. Only 5 pins behind Betty Kelly for top spot. Now, Lynn Critchlow really would like to mark here. She'd like it to be a strike. It'd be worth $25, but she needs a couple of marks to get herself in contention at the halfway mark. She has pinned very, very well. We do have a carryover now into the 10th. The 10th will be worth $50. Yvonne Billard has the spare up already. Oh, that's a great effort.
there's a new shot.
Pinned very, very well. 86 now after 9 without a mark. Needs a spare here to block. She needs a strike for $50. Off the side. Well, this is not easy. Looks pretty good for Yvonne Billard right now for $50. Not to sell Lynn short. A little bit of a tough spare chance here.
And she's on that free pocket. The
great
5
effort.
stands in Yvonne Billard. $50.
Great effort. Now she's got the single pin here. $50 for Billard. Just misses, but that's a 95 without a mark for Lynn Critchlow. Good pinning there.
Most impressive. We've reached the halfway mark. Folks, celebrity bowling is next. Don't go away.
Time to dip into the old Goodyear mailbag. Barry from Bob Cajun writes, Dear Mr. Tune-Up, my check engine light comes on at highway speed. My mom says it's the ECM. I think it's the oxygen sensor. What do you think? Barry, if this is about your car, and I think that it is, I take it to a Goodyear certified auto service retailer. Toot sweet.
Goodyear, from tune-ups to tires.
I don't think so. Tire question.
There you go, Princess. Well, she's looking great.
Listen, Bill, you wouldn't believe the trout we were catching this summer.
I just got to show you.
Princess, I was just having a coffee. You know it isn't only cars that count at Ultramar.
See you soon.
What are you doing? Come on, please, open the door, Princess.
Ultramar, more energy.
Princess, please.
More drive.
Well, after all, it's still a car. It's not like it has 6 wheels or nuclear power or something. But what it is the first car made in North America, from scratch. The way it's made. The way people care about how it's made. It's all new. We're proud of this car. It shows what you can do when you're willing to start all over again.
You get more for your floor at your TK store. TK's carpet. Tile and vinyl too. There's so much you can choose. TK's carpet. With the folks to see, a service you trust. We've got
it's another installment of Celebrity Bowling. Janice Landry, ATV News reporter.
Uh-oh. Who is that little cutie in the audience in the white sweater?
Yeah. I think I'll marry her.
I think you already did. Oh my. Janice Landry. She's a pretty good bowler.
Hey. Uh-oh. You got something on me. I can feel it.
Breathe deeply, everyone.
Not a bad out. Now, there's Heather Smith. 28 after 4. Janice kind of sits down and takes in the action.
Canadian
One thing about
junior
these gals,
curling champ.
what I like about them is when they throw a ball into the channel, they really do it with authority. Oh, look at this.
Ooh, that one had a little curl on it.
Boy.
Well.
Looks like a young Helen Sloan-White to me.
Yeah. Last shot, maybe you could call it a skip chip.
Oh, look again. Oh, big hit. Crowd love it.
Now the winner of this match will meet Mary Harding of the Heidi Hanlon rink.
In the alley out behind the lanes.
Yeah. Mary took care of Heidi Hanlon in our last installment of Celebrity Bowling. Heather here bowling for Canadian Council of the Blind. Janice for Special O. And Janice up with 53. Now, she did a lot better back in round number 1 when she was up against Sherry Stewart.
Yeah, struggling a little bit here now. And he kind of, or Heather rather, looking on. Oh, good hit there.
And Janice Landry finds that piece of wood. Lovely.
So close.
Goes to the other side. Frame 10.
Did I
hear intrepid reporter?
Did I hear the word hopeless? Not from Janice Landry, never.
Oh.
Well, maybe.
Looks like maybe. Last ball here. Will it be Heather Smith advancing?
I guess the underdog won.
There you go. Congratulations.
Janice, she wasn't intimidated by you after all?
But I think I was intimidated by her. I think that's it. I think so.
She was just too cool, eh?
Must have been it.
All right. Heather, you go on to the next round. Any plans?
Nope. Just throw the ball.
You're going to the semifinals. Janice, you leave us, but you do donate $250 to the Special Olympics, and you're on your way home.
Great.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Nance. Thanks.
All right. Back to you, Paul.
All right, thank you very much, Nancy, and we look forward to our next edition of Celebrity Bowling. But in the meantime, we got a good one going here today. Scores, Bruce, are?
Well, 123 for Betty Kelly, 118 for Jeannie Mcdow, 95 for Lynn Critchlow, and Yvonne Billard sits at 104. Money.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Betty Kelly leads the way on that front, too. $175, Billard with 50. Jeannie Mcdow picked up $25. Skin Critchlow looking for her first. We'll come back with a brand new string in just a moment.
Introducing Miracle Clean, one of Europe's leading cleaners. This old scorched iron is a mess, but don't throw it out. Miracle Clean makes it as good as new. Miracle Clean makes the ugliest burnt cookware sparkle again. And look what it does to this oven door. Months of burnt grease cleaned so easily. A small amount of Miracle Clean is enough to remove stubborn food stains. And it even cleans burnt milk from stovetop so fast and easy. Outdoor furniture, no problem. Wipe away winter neglect in only minutes. It removes mold and mildew from shower tiles and even makes old porcelain sinks shine again. Why pay all that money for steam-free mirrors? For only a few pennies, Miracle Clean makes all your mirrors steam-proof. Make rust spots disappear in seconds and put flash back in those expensive mag wheels. Miracle Clean cuts cleaning time and cleaning costs. Environment safe and kind to your hands. Miracle Clean, only $9.99 from K-Tel.
Available at Zellers, Wilco Woolworth, Kmart, participating Canadian Tire, Beaver Lumber, Stedman's, and Home Hardware.
Attention itchy, watery, puffy eyes. Attention runny noses. Attention sneezing noses. It'll soon be Seldane time again. For millions of allergy sufferers, Seldane takes away your itchy, watery eyes, takes away your runny nose, takes away the sneezing, and it does it all fast, without drowsiness. So attention allergy sufferers, it'll soon be Seldane time again.
Would you know what you spent last year, for example, on car repairs?
Mike LeBlanc talks about the 5-Star Auto Club.
It's really your choice. $40 or $50 an hour, or $16.59 a month, unlimited labor. Most people put off regular maintenance just because they don't want to dig in their pocket for that $40 or $50. You know what your labor repairs are going to be for the next year. Not a very tough choice.
Call Directory Assistance and ask for the 5-Star Auto Club nearest you.
And we're ready to roll again. Halftime break is over. Welcome back to the Super Bowl in Lower Sackville. Paul Mende and Bruce Stephen. This is the Belvedere Super Pins. First match of our second round. Here's the leader on the scoreboard and in terms of the skins, but that's just a weird-looking leave for Betty Kelly.
She had everything go right for her in the first string. I hope this is not an omen for Betty Kelly in the second.
Well, she's playing it just where I thought she would.
Yeah, what a great shot. She spotted the weakness in that one and took full advantage and almost made it all. Now around to the end of the wood, and she'll have her 10. Come over to this pretty good. Betty Kelly already in this series has $275. $100 in the first round, $175 so far today, and we are only at the halfway mark. There's a nice hit. However,
all this wood is, it's like the marching garland there. They're all coming towards us. Oh,
on a roll.
Get ready to run, folks.
With moving up front, it might help this a little bit. On the nose of the wood on the right-hand side. Oh, went that way. Gave it a pretty good try. There they were, those rumbling, rolling garlands. What?
Yes, indeed.
Yvonne Billard's up now. She finished with a 104, picked up $50 on the final frame. So that puts her in a pretty good frame of mind.
Indeed.
Get the picture?
Sure do. With or without the border?
Yeah.
Diamond plus the...
Well, that's the unusual diamond. It's a diamond made up of the 1, 3, 5, and deuce. Now there's just the one left. If she gets a single pin there, that matches Betty Kelly's 10 in the opening frame.
Finds the front pin there with some authority.
Couple of pins, so they're the 4 and the 7. Piece of wood kind of rolling slowly in behind. You see it there. Want to ignore that. I said ignore that. Boy, that's tough to believe she took that out without touching the pin. That's tough. Once again this week, Gerard Bro doing an excellent job in the lob line and the fall out. And
that's the foul line, not the fall line.
Yeah.
We're up here on the fall line.
Annette Wright marking the strikes and spares up on the big board in-house here. And Jeannie Mcdow on the lanes. The fall line. been a bowler or two have fallen over the foul line in their day.
Yikes.
Yeah, she just turned away as soon as she let it go.
Jeannie Mcdow, who's won a lot of money here in the past, tries to get something going. Settles for a 9 box to start. Started the first string with an 8 box. Wood coming hard. Look, and the 10 fell off too. Oh, this isn't bad. The only problem is that wood.
Yeah, she either has to get over
Straight up,
here or
yeah.
just on the edge, or preferably lay it in here.
Here's the shot. There's the
Good.
wood. Yes.
Nice move for Jeannie Mcdow. That'd bring up Lynn Critchlow. Now, Lynn had a pretty good-looking 95, good in the sense that she never had a mark. So she pinned pretty well in the first string. She's the only bowler, though, that hasn't picked up some money so far in the match.
That's right. She's been shut out of the skins. Beat a 10. Yeah, she's got her first $25 skin. It's going to be tough to spare this one up, though. A lot of pins down there, and that darn 10. Oh, there goes the 10.
Nice effort.
4 fell over, and it looks like 10 box for Lynn Critchlow, and we already have a carryover here on the strength of Kelly and Billard's 10.
Faces in the crowd today. We see Rose Orson back from Sydney. You know, Paul, if the city of Sydney was a bowling center, Rose Orson would be the mayor.
$50 frame here. Number 2. The second string, Lynn Critchlow finds the front, chops through.
And it was really tough. I tell you what, she's going to mark sooner or later, and when she does, you're going to hear a great big roar. Just a crowd of really enjoying Lynn Critchlow. A lot of fun out there, and they are really pulling for her to mark. And that's a 7 box there. That's a tough one for Lynn.
And $50 for Jeannie Mcdow on that one. She had the spare in the second frame as we go back to the top of the order, and Betty Kelly.
So with that $50, Jeannie Mcdow goes to
$75 on the day.
$75 on the day.
And $125 through the tournament. She picked up $50 in round 1.
Jeannie is really threatening this lady, Betty Kelly, for top spot right now. Jeannie is only 5 pins back, plus she has the bonus ball working.
So it's a 9 there for Betty Kelly. Funny, in the warm-up, Lynn Critchlow, all kinds of marks. She was really knocking them down. And then the game started. Oh, well, the 1-800 number up there, folks. Call now. Chance at the Kodak autofocus camera or the Sharp Pocket Auto Dialer, which is also a handy-dandy pocket calculator.
Doesn't cost a dime. All you have to do is call the toll-free number.
Yeah.
It's like Paul is doing right now in that Sharp Auto Dialer.
Figuring out what I should go for in my next contract.
You're getting a busy signal?
Let's see that minus. How does that work?
Another 9 for Betty Kelly. Your next contract, somebody told me they're not going to offer you a next contract. They're going to put one out on you.
I'm dialing for help.
Yvonne Billard up right now. There's what she's looking at. She does have a piece of wood in behind her, as you can see, that should carry the 9 pin. Here's the shot. Ooh. Didn't get on the front pin. Yvonne bowling here in the third. About 13 pins off the pace of Jeannie Mcdow in second. Now that goes to 15. And Mcdow is open on a mark, so Yvonne Billard has to get to the next round. She might want to bear down a little bit here. She did. Oh, she'd like to have that 5. Oh, well. She gets flush in here. This pin in behind is going to turn a little bit, but it shouldn't turn totally away from the 10. No, she's got it. Nice mark there for Yvonne Billard, and Jeannie Mcdow is up, and Jeannie is open on a spare. Oh, my. Really would have liked to have had the 6. 6 on the mark. She's left the 2 for the 7, and of course this pin here, which is the 6.
Nice looking 6 there. Nearly chopped something over onto that 6.
Yeah.
And now it'll be a tough 10. Try and take the ball off of the 2 and over onto the 6. Just comes short, and that goal, and does take a 9 box. She goes to bowl number 4 of the second string. 2-string affair. Top 2 bowlers move on to the semifinal. Big drop there of 6 pins, but it's not a pretty leave again. 4, 5, 7, and 8.
That's right. Piece of wood far on the right-hand side. She may want to get down around here and try to bring that wood over and just kind of make things topple a little bit.
No, she plays the wood instead, or the pins, rather, I should say.
That wasn't terrific wood anyway.
Well, here's the good news for Lynn Critchlow, who's looking for her first skin. When she gets up to roll the 3rd frame, all she'll need is a 10 for $25. Now here's Lynn, looking for her first dash at cash. And right on the first one, that's the way to do it.
We told you you'd hear a big roar. She hit it perfect. Isn't that great? That's a $25 strike. More importantly, it's really going to help her on the scoreboard. Now, in this frame, he needs a strike again to win the skin. Billard has a spare.
Just off the front pin, but she leaves a pretty good spare opportunity in the 4 horsemen.
Remember, she's still on the strike with these 4 pins.
That's right.
She'd dearly love to convert this. Oh! So Billard gets the $25 in the 4th, and Critchlow gets 7 on the strike. Critchlow gets 9 in the 4th frame. So it's getting interesting.
And we have 6 frames to come before this one is over. We'll be back in just a moment.
Introducing Miracle Clean, one of Europe's leading cleaners. This old scorched iron is a mess, but don't throw it out. Miracle Clean makes it as good as new. Miracle Clean makes the ugliest burnt cookware sparkle again. And look what it does to this oven door. Months of burnt grease cleaned so easily. A small amount of Miracle Clean is enough to remove stubborn food stains. And it even cleans burnt milk from stovetop so fast and easy. Outdoor furniture, no problem. Wipe away winter neglect in only minutes. It removes mold and mildew from shower tiles. And even makes old porcelain sinks shine again. Why pay all that money for steam-free mirrors? For only a few pennies, Miracle Clean makes all your mirrors steam-proof. Make rust spots disappear in seconds, and put flash back in those expensive mag wheels. Miracle Clean cuts cleaning time and cleaning costs. Environment safe and kind to your hands. Miracle Clean, only $9.99 from K-Tel.
Available at Zellers, Wilco Woolworth, Kmart, participating Canadian Tire, Beaver Lumber, Stedman's, and Home Hardware.
From darkness came light.
It's all yours, Alec. The world and all that's in it.
From loneliness came love.
I love you exactly the way you are.
And from silence
Try a little higher. Yes, yes, I can feel a vibration.
came sound. The world television premiere.
Mr. Watson, come here.
Of the triumphant miniseries,
Congratulations, Alec.
The Sound and the Silence.
Begin Sunday on ATV.
The subject
is the new Air Miles Travel Reward Program. When you get your car serviced or buy tires at Goodyear, use your Holt Renfrew card, get new glasses at LensCrafters, or use selected services at Bank of Montreal. Companies on this growing list thank you with travel miles. Collect enough, and you're flying free. It's that simple. Air Miles. Shop like always. Fly like never before.
Well, we're well into this one now. The lead is shared by Betty Kelly and Jeannie Mcdow. Yvonne Billard just 18 off, but she's open on a mark when she gets up. Lynn Critchlow is well off the mark.
22 pins.
Time for her to really get something going.
But, yep, there are 6 frames per bowler to come. And in money earned, Betty Kelly has 175, Mcdow and Billard both 75, and Critchlow 25. I spread it around a little bit. Of course, there is still $150 to be won. And 2 bowlers will move on to the next round where we'll up the ante to $50 a frame. Betty Kelly picks up an 8, win the 5th.
Frame worth $25.
Now Billard, that being Yvonne Billard, is trying to catch rather Jeannie Mcdow or Betty Kelly, who are tied for the lead. But with that 8, Billard only trails now by 16 pins, and she's open on a mark. She gets 8 on the mark. She's only trailing by 8. She could get back in a hurry. Betty Kelly can spare things up here. This is a little tough. Again, 2 pins down there. She does have some coverage, however. Should be able to lay it in on the wood and get both of them. She does. Yes. So an 8 and a 10 for Kelly. Now Yvonne Billard's up, trailing by 16 pins. Second place, Betty Kelly. Kelly just a couple of pins behind Mcdow now. But Yvonne is open on the spare here. And she would really like to load this one up. Off the side. Wow. Only 4.
Hey, we got a good one next time. As the quarterfinal will continue, Tina Wombolt, Bev Cleveland, Linda Chisholm, and Karen Blanchard.
Yep.
Remember, Tina Wombolt was the anchor bowler when she was back in round 1. Came down to the final couple of frames for her. Needed the last couple of frames to work out for a chance to move on just to finish second. She ended up winning that one.
Sure did.
By a couple of pins.
Meanwhile, Yvonne Billard having a tough time getting on the front end.
And remember who Tina beat, of course. That was Jeannie Mcdow.
Yep. Oh, there's an excellent hit by Yvonne Billard. First real burst of emotion from Yvonne today. He's directing things up there. Isn't that great? Now, Jeannie Mcdow. Going to be feeling rather the heat a little bit. Ooh, there's an ugly leave.
She got the 3, 5, 6, 10, and over on the left-hand side with coverage, the 7.
Coverage would help a little bit.
And she plays that front pin, the 3, takes out the 7. Wood came back. Another piece going to fall off to leave a couple for the $10.
Other side.
A little short of the 6-pin, yeah.
What's 1? Well, then Critchlow will be looking at a spare for $25 when she gets up. Yvonne Billard has 10. Jeannie Mcdow off to the side.
Lynn Critchlow biting at the bit to get up there. And Jeannie hit.
Oh, that's a great shot. Jeannie Mcdow pulls the string on that one. And it is a biggie. Now, Lynn Critchlow. She'd like to make a few dollars, but she really would like to put some marks up on the board. She has 6 frames left. and is well back of the second place bowler, Betty Kelly. In fact, she's 40 pins back. Spare here for 25. Oh. Going to have a tough time matching Yvonne Billard's 10.
That's right. Yvonne picked up $25 in the fourth frame. This fifth may be worth 25. Just with the 10 on the board. Well, Lynn Critchlow gave it a real good try.
Yeah.
And this sixth frame also worth $25, even tougher to attain. You'll need the strike.
That's right. A couple of spares already from Billard and Mcdow.
So this will be a carryover and make the seventh frame worth $50. Lynn Critchlow really needs to get it going here.
Oh, missed on the outside. Oh, that's tough for Lynn.
Well, she'll want to forget about that one.
Yeah.
She'll have 4 frames to turn her whole game around as Betty Kelly gets up.
Battle for second place certainly heating up. Betty Kelly in second right now, but only 12 pins up on Yvonne Billard. And Billard, when she gets up, will be open on a mark. $50 frame. And Betty misses on the left-hand side. Betty has yet to mark in the second string. In the seventh frame. It really is getting dicey now between Betty Kelly and Yvonne Billard. 2 big pins down there for Betty.
Everybody tightening up just a little bit here, and she'll take the 1 for a 9 box. Well, it's been a
tough 11.
Real tough string for Betty Kelly. Open with a 10, then 3 9s, an 8, a 10, and a 9.
Betty would really like to mark here and try to shut the door on Yvonne Billard. Again, off to the right-hand side. You're going to have to make a bit of an adjustment up there. Oh, wow. Great effort. Big round of applause for that shot. Have it, and does at the 10 for Betty Kelly. Now let's see what Yvonne Billard can do. She trails Betty Kelly by 11 pins. Less what she gets on the opening ball here.
Finds the front pin for the strike.
All a big strike for Yvonne Billard. Happy girl. This one speaks for itself. I'm going. And they all went.
Yep, they did, Bruce.
She's got
the 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
With not a bad piece of wood there on the 5, eh, Bruce?
Still on the strike, too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look at that.
Well, she counts 8 there.
Squeezed the 5 just a little bit, and you're right. She's coming on strong.
Absolutely. 2 more pins down there. We have a new leader, or at least a new second place bowler in Yvonne Billard. She comes up and gets the 10. So Yvonne now moves into second place ahead of Betty Kelly by 7 pins. Well.
And Jeannie Mcdow, our...
that's really not good news at all for Betty Kelly. There's only 2 frames to come, but you're right. Jeannie is our leader. And she gets 6 on the spare there. But this is close with Jeannie. Real 3-way battle for top spot. Jeannie just on the left-hand side. Back there, gets 1 now, 2 of those.
Now, we're giving $1,000 away for the triple strike. Now, if somebody strung together 6 strikes Would that be $2,000?
Take that one up with our lawyer, I guess. That's a good hit there for Jeannie Mcdow. And a couple of big pins down there. Really like to have both of these. Oh, only got one. Pretty good point, though. Suppose it have to.
Just looking at Lynn Critchlow, maybe 6 straight starts would.
She'd certainly take that. Jeannie Mcdow checks in at 203. So Yvonne Billard's now in first place at 204, Mcdow at 203, and Betty Kelly at 197. 6 spins behind Jeannie Mcdow.
And
what
Yvonne's got
finish.
the strike here in the 7th frame. Lynn Critchlow trying to get something going. So Yvonne has picked up $50.
Well, she came on like a rocket, didn't she?
Yes, indeed. She did.
Thank you.
Doesn't look like Lynn Critchlow is going to make it today.
No, it's going to be tough for Lynn. And that's a shame. Of course, it's a shame to see anybody have to fall by the wayside. She knifed that across, so it gets a nice round of applause. The one thing Lynn Critchlow has done in her 2 appearances is made a whole whack of friends up here. And, in fact, all across the Maritime. She has been a great fun to have. And she's got a pretty good spare chance here. She's got the good wood in behind. It should cover the 7. There it is. Oh! The crowd didn't believe it either. Give me that ball. I don't believe it. A couple of 10s already in this frame, so we'll have a carryover. The 9th frame, when we come back, it'll be worth $50.
2 frames before this one is history. Don't go away. This is going to be exciting.
Meet the first member of the Eagle Summit family, Sedan. With its 1.5-liter 12-valve power plant, 4 doors, and room for 5 adults. Now meet the newest member of the Eagle family, Summit Wagon. Same clean lines, same reliable performance, but from a larger 16-valve 1.8-liter engine. Our new Eagle Summit gives you the space of a minivan with the handling of a sedan. So come in and meet the Eagle Summit family at your Maritime Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
People have been eavesdropping on the cops for years. Scanners are abuzz with tidbits of information and gossip for the curious and the criminals, but not for much longer. The police pull the plug. Monday, live at 5, right after the Blue Jays on ATV.
Monday at 6. That income tax refund you've been waiting for may not be in the mail after all. Instead, Revenue Canada may be using your refund to pay off your overdue student loan. No fun refund. Monday on the ATV Evening News.
Common sense tips from Leon's. Don't cry over spilled milk. You can't be in 2 places at the same time. And you can't miss Leon's Common Sense event. With the low prices of our warehouse showrooms and no payment or interest till October, buying now makes sense. And remember,
it's a nice day, isn't it?
don't talk to strangers. Leon's Common Sense event. It's just a better way to buy furniture.
Hello?
If your sporty car doesn't feel so sporty anymore, you need a change. By the team, the BFGoodrich Tire Team. They'll put on BFGoodrich TA Performance tires. Tires designed just for your sporty car. It's a whole new level of performance. Feel the difference. See your BFGoodrich Tire Team if they don't see you first.
And we're back with the final 2 frames of this one. Just a pin between first and second place. It is the battle for first place. Yvonne Billard and Jeannie Mcdow. Betty Kelly held first place through much of this match. She only trails first place by a total of 7 pins.
Well, take a look at this. She had a nice piece of wood nestled up behind the 6 there that's just gone west. That's a tough, tough break. She really could have used this. Now, Betty trails second place Jeannie Mcdow by 6 pins. So remember, you've got to be second. She's going to play the end of the wood on the right-hand side. Try to get something over. Oh, great effort. Piece of wood on the move, but that's just going to fall off the plate. Well, she must mark the next frame. Wow. What a finish. Boy, she really had things going well, but has just struggled here in the second string. Now, she really has to come up with a mark here. Lays it down. Gonna have a shot.
Well, there's a big wood pile there, folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, that's the good thing about this shot is she has wood. One here, of course, one here that is angled over somewhat towards the 10.
Shot of the day for Betty Kelly here.
She must really have this mark.
This is the one.
Tough break. Well, the only hope that Betty has got is that she gets a single pin here, and then Jeannie Mcdow comes up with a couple of 7s. Well, Betty Kelly comes up with a couple of 10s, and she checks in with a 94 to go 2 strings at 217.
Yeah.
Now Yvonne Billard. Boy, a little while back, you would have given a lot of odds on the chances for Betty Kelly to make it, but right now, very much a long shot. So a single pin for Yvonne Billard.
And she rolls merrily along.
Yeah.
Well, 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 well.
A 4 pin, she's virtually guaranteed a spot in the next round. What she got? 4 pins.
Yep. My, oh my.
The only question now is, will Jeannie Mcdow really falter badly? Oh, great comeback there.
Well, Yvonne Billard enjoying herself now, huh?
Well, look at that one more time. There you see the shot and the pin from nowhere. I think she had someone down there throwing wood in there.
Let me tell you a little story.
Okay.
Before the match today, I was sitting here at the Super Bowl with one of the sages who made the prediction, or made the observation, that in this match today, of the 4 bowlers, the one most likely not to make it, Yvonne Billard. And that sage has been proven wrong.
So much for sages and soothsayers.
So it's a sweet revenge for Yvonne Billard. Of course, she didn't know that I had that conversation with that particular person who will remain nameless.
Forever? All right, single pin.
And she chips it away. Knocks it down.
Speaking of Joyce McDonald, she's, of course, out in the truck, keeping track of the strikes and spares and whatnot.
So, Jeannie. Well, hello.
Yeah. Little battle on here for a top spot.
Yeah.
Prestige at stake and not much more.
Jeannie chops a couple more.
I think that'll do it for
That'll
Jeannie.
do it. Yep, you're right. Chemo
The only
savvy.
question now is, can Lynn Critchlow come up and steal a
big
couple
strikes.
of $25 frames?
Well, they're here for her.
Needs a spare in the next frame to get $50 to carry over.
Yeah. Couple of spares for Lynn Critchlow for $25 and $25. Or I should say, no, the strike is necessary in the 10th. Of course, Yvonne went out with the spare. What am I saying?
Possibility of a one-ball roll-off. Well, she'll have a chance to spare here with the fourth
horseman. That's it. But she did need the strike for a chance to build up a big score. Oh!
Well, but have a carryover. $75 10th frame. Yvonne Billard's in there now with the spare. So a strike here for Lynn Critchlow is worth $75. And she hit pretty good there. Now she must spare this up, or the $75 goes to Yvonne Billard. If she does spare it up, there's a one-ball roll-off among all the bowlers. Here's what she's looking at. She may get down real low over here. Kind of turn everything this way. Here it is.
She gave it a good try, but not to be. Yvonne Billard picks up $75. Her earnings today, $225.
And for some strange reason, Paul, we said that Jeannie Mcdow was in top spot. Of course, she isn't. $222, her total to $227 for Billard.
Wow, what a day. We'll come back to Say So Long in just a moment.
Now, when life turns up the heat.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Green.
Can't wait to meet you.
There's Degree Antiperspirant. Degree is body heat activated to release extra protection.
1 more minute.
Okay.
Every time your body heat rises, Degree turns on that extra protection. So when you really need it, Degree keeps you dry and fresher.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
Can I have your attention, please? This is like no other oven you've ever seen before. It can do in less than 5 minutes what some do in 10. Think of this as the Concorde of pizza ovens. Nobody's ever had pizza this good, this fast. Now, does anybody have any questions?
I grew up being, a dorky kid. So it's my turn to be the princess for once.
In Paris, Kristen, a model with a difference.
Fashion television, tonight at 8:30 on ATV.
They were the golden couple of the 80s and the divorce of the decade. Every private detail was headline news. How did Yvonne survive the ordeal? And we're going to find out about the new man in her life on the next Oprah.
Next, on the home front.
Wedding jitters. Comes from tension. You advise me to relieve some tension? I advise you to elope.
I've been worrying all morning about buying the business, and I know
We did our best. We just came up short.
we have a week left to make the final payment. And a week is 7 days, and in 7 days, God created the earth.
That little girl's a spitting image of her daddy.
I'm not her daddy. She's the mother, but she's not my wife.
Oh.
We thought we'd go Betty Kelly's way early on, but it was not to be. Yvonne Billard takes first place. Jeannie Mcdow second, 5 pins back. They will advance to our semifinal. Congratulations to them, and nice work, Betty Kelly and Lynn Critchlow, on having made it this far. We say so long to them. There's how the money went out today. Betty Kelly second to Yvonne Billard in terms of cash taken in this skins game today. Jeannie Mcdow picked up $75, and Lynn Critchlow, along with $100 that she won in round one, goes home with $125. Don't forget to fill out those ballots, folks. Send them in for your chance at the big prizes, and we want to congratulate the winners of the Sharp Auto Dialer and the Kodak autofocus camera. Remember to look for that 1-800 number every week here on Belvedere Super Fins. Round 2 continues next week with Tina Wombolt, Bev Cleveland, Linda Chisholm, and Karen Blanchard. That's next time. For Bruce Stephen, I'm Paul Menier. So long, everybody. Have a great week. Hi, everybody. Paul Manning and Bruce Stephen at the Super Bowl in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, getting ready for another Saturday afternoon of bowling here on ATV, Bruce. But before we meet the bowlers who are competing in round 2, where every frame is worth $25, we've got some nice prizes for you folks at home to win, too. Got to send in the ballot, though, right, for one of these 3 big prizes, the Suzuki on-road, off-road motorcycle, the Kawasaki jet ski, the Honda ATV. Fill out a ballot, send it in today. And then, of course, we've got these.
The Kodak autofocus camera, picture perfect every time.
And the Sharp Pocket Auto Dialer. Look for the 1-800 number. We'll flash it on your screen during the course of today's program. When you see it, phone in for a chance to win. Now, without further ado, let's meet the 4 bowlers who will compete today. 2 will move on to the semifinals, where every frame is worth $50. Leading off, Tina Wombolt, who really put on a show back in round 1, came from behind. She was the anchor bowler in the first round, and she had a great day to get in with a $100 victory there. She's got the big 344 high triple. Average is 100. 399 is Bev Cleveland's high triple, 1 short of the 400 club, and that's her goal. Maybe she'll attain it this year. Linda Chisholm, our 3rd bowler today, comes to us from Truro, bowls at the Bible Hill Bowlicade with the 109 average, her high triple, 401. And the anchor bowler today, Karen Blanchard from Quispamsis, New Brunswick, bowls at the KV Lanes with a 115 average, and her high triple, very impressive, 419. So those are the 4 bowlers. As mentioned, 2 will move on. $25 per frame with, of course, carryovers. It can get pretty exciting. Now, in addition to the prizes for you folks at home and the great bowling that we're going to see today, we have some money for charity.
Absolutely. 2 more charity bowlers all set to go. Let's go to Nancy Riggin and meet them now.
Okay, one more game in the second round of the Celebrity Challenge. Joan Kennedy represents the ATV Joan Kennedy Show. And Laurie Graham is a former Canadian Olympic downhill skier. Welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah, you've been here before and you did well. Are you at all concerned that Joan is a singer, which happens to rhyme with ringer?
That's one way of looking at it. I guess that's a certain connection, but she did have a good game last time, so I'm a little nervous.
She admitted to me beforehand she is a ringer. Joan?
I am a ringer, yes.
You've been practicing for years.
Horseshoes.
Oh, horseshoes. Wrong sport. Okay, we'll see how you both do later on in the show. Back to you, Paul.
All right, thank you, Nancy, and we're looking forward to another, yeah, go ahead, wipe your brow there, Nancy. We're looking forward to another edition of Celebrity Bowling. We'll see that at about halftime today, but in the meantime, a great string of bowling ahead. Here's Tina Wombolt. I mentioned off the top that she kind of snuck in to first place. She was bowling against Jeannie Mcdow. Yeah. And she was the anchor bowler, as mentioned, and in her last 2 frames, she had to bowl very well. To get a tie for second, to attain second. Yep. And it turned out she got 3 extra pins, and she ended up winning the thing.
That's right. She was pretty steady, too. She had a couple of 116s, did Tina. She was a little tentative in that opening match, a little nervous, but she is throwing with great authority out there right now, at least in the early going. A spare and 6 on it for Tina Wombolt. Tina from Bridgewater. Oh, yes, back-to-back spares for Tina Wombolt. Young lady who's only been bowling for 4 years. She gets up and starts off with 2 spares. Bev Cleveland now. Originally from Sheet Harbor, Nova Scotia, now living in Halifax. Married to Bert.
Yeah. Sure.
She has a son, Timothy. And she's a clerk custom service rep with Metro Transit. Bev Cleveland. Oh, right on the object pin.
Just a little fine.
And as you mentioned, $3.99 the triple for Bev Cleveland as she cleans the plate there and gets the 10. $25 a frame in this one, $50 a frame in the next round. That will be the semifinal, then on to the final. And some big dollars, starting with $100 a frame for the first string. Ooh, good hit there.
1 shy of the strike.
Yep.
7 pin all along there, yep.
Now she's trying to block Tina Wombolt because Tina has a spare in the second frame.
And she's into the channel.
Caught the channel. Only 9 for Bev Cleveland. So she will sit down and give away to Linda Chisholm. Linda, the co-owner of the Bible Hill Bowlicade just outside of Truro. It's pretty good there. Well, we'll have to take a close-up look at this one. It's the 3, the 5, and the 7. She drives that one right through there and gets this to move this way. She could make this shot. Oh, yeah, the ball came back. That blocks Tina Wombolt's spare, but watch the ball. The ball is going to take the 7. It kicks left, off the kickback, back out on the plate, and takes the 7.
So now it'll be up to Karen Blanchard to strike to grab the $25 skin from the first frame.
Linda on the other side now.
5 on the mark.
And the single pill. Yep, gone. So 3 bowlers, now a couple of frames under their belt, and that'll bring up Karen Blanchard.
Karen, strike is worth $25. Not going to be. We'll have a carryover. Second frame will be worth $50.
And in that second frame, Tina Wombolt already has a spare up on the board.
This time, Karen finds the front pin a little too full on it.
In round number 1, Karen Blanchard bowled back in the very first match. She fashioned a 103 and a 102 for a 205 double. Karen Blanchard from Quispamsis, just outside of St. John, New Brunswick. Off the side, look at this. 6 comes down and just misses the 3.
Spare here will force the carryover, and the third frame will be $75.
Karen bowls for the KV Strikerettes.
Give $50 to Tina Wombolt.
Yep. She cleans the plate there and gets the 10. All right, now Tina Wombolt off to a good start. Couple of spares, $50 in the bank already. She's won the first 2 skins, and she has a rather interesting shot here with the 2, 4, and the 7. But she has a good piece of wood. She lays it in here. She'll get them all. Here's the shot. Way out to the left-hand side. She wants to come back again with that exact same shot on the side of the 2.
And it's a nice looking shot there by Tina Wombolt for the 10.
So 11 over par is Tina. Off the side, but some good action. Wood coming around, turning kind of nice for her.
Should go for her. Now that piece of wood that's down.
Second piece of wood is in behind. She wants to be around here. Well, let's make that just a tad higher because she wants to make sure of this pin, but she does have a piece of wood in behind there. Had to get just a piece of the one in front, but she does have the single pin now again for a 10. And it is 10 for Tina Wombolt.
Couple of marks, couple of 10s for Tina Wombolt and her first 4 frames of this quarterfinal match. Here's Bev Cleveland, who's looking for her first mark of the day. Opened with a 10 and a 9. This frame worth $25.
Oh, good hit. A little tough on the lead. The 5 and the 10. Good thing about this shot is the fact that she does have some coverage over here in this area. Try and kick the pin over, I would think. May try to get the ball over. Got 2 flush on the pin.
Trying to bright green balls. Bev Cleveland.
Looks like she caught the channel. That'll be a 9 for Bev Cleveland. She goes to the other side now.
Well, some encouragement from the audience as they see that piece of wood turn on the 6.
Yeah, she really has to turn this wood over this way by getting on the pin and trying to get down low on the wood with the pin. Here's the shot. She'll come back and try that again. Here it is. Wood cuts in behind the second pin, and it'll be 9 once again for Bev Cleveland. Linda Chisholm up now. Linda opened with the spare 5 on it, 10 in the second frame. Oh, a big hit here. She's got them all. Watch this one again. The 8-pin, little tentative. There goes the 10.
Yeah, it was the last to go.
Just touch us on the 8. Big mark there for Linda. Let's see if she can put together a double. That would really make things interesting.
Good looking ball there, too.
Oh, a 9-pin break. Everything but the 5. Dave Henry, the co-owner of the Bible Hill Bowlicade with Linda, sitting in near our broadcast booth. Took a look at that one, had to get up and leave. Wow. I can't stand the tension. Nice spare for Linda Chisholm. She gets a spare on the strike.
Karen Blanchard has to strike here to force the carryover, where Linda Chisholm is looking good too on the 4th with the spare that she's just put up.
Maybe we can get Dave in here for a word a little later on to see how he's surviving the action.
Ooh, came close to forcing the carryover, but it is $25 here for Linda Chisholm.
Oh, Karen misses the spare, the ball cutting across in front of the 9-pin, so she'll go after that for her 10.
And she gets it right on. So it's the spare to force the carryover for Karen Blanchard.
Again, it's Linda Chisholm who has the mark. It's Paul mentions the spare. Chisholm trying to put $25 more in her bank account, and this is going to be a little tough.
Yikes. Well, you get your 5, 7, and 10. Both the 7 and 10 are a bit shaky.
Yeah, she has the piece of wood out on the right-hand side. It's not a great piece of wood, but she'll come off the end and try and bring that in play. Oh, she did. Great shot. Everything was on the move there. We had all kinds of exciting things happening there. Look at this. Kicks it into the 5 over on the 7. That's a great shot by Karen Blanchard, and is going to make the 5th frame a carryover.
That's right. Well, she had some good word to work with in there, and as you say, they all went in a hurry for her. So we've got $50 for Tina Wombolt and $25 for Linda Chisholm, Bev Cleveland, and Karen Blanchard looking for their first marks of the day. But by the way, Karen's bowling, she could be looking at skin pretty soon.
Absolutely, and you see the numbers up on the board there in front of you. Linda Chisholm leads the way, 55 in open, and then 51 for Wombolt, so she's only 4 pins off the pace, and a couple of 37s for Blanchard and Cleveland, but Blanchard, when she gets up, will be open on that spare.
Hey, and we're only 4 frames into this one. 16 more to come, so don't go anywhere. This is going to be a good one today. Stay with us. She's open.
Pretty good scrap from top to bottom right now. Even Karen Blanchard, she's sitting 4th with Bev Cleveland at 37, but she's open on a mark, and a real good effort there from Tina. I'll tell you what, she is throwing right now a real good ball, and she's throwing with confidence out there. Piece of wood comes into play there and nestles against the front of that pin. That could be a tough piece of wood. Oh, she got it. It was dicey, but she hit it perfect.
And finds the 1, 3, and the 9, and that's all.
Yeah, the real tough shot here. She has to be to the right or the left of the 2-pin.
Finds the 2-pin.
That's a pretty good out.
Good try, yeah.
Wood on the move again here. Looks like she can get by as we look at the shot there. Should be able to bring the ball in there. Goes off to Wood as a guide and gets the pin. Couple of tens for Tina Wombolt. She opened with a couple of spares, has $50 in the bank to date. Now, Bev Cleveland, a 10 and 3 9s. Really like to post a mark right here. Huh?
He's on the front pin.
Oh, this is going to be a great chance.
Indeed.
For Bev Cleveland. Just to the left of the red band. Actually, she has a little bit of room for error all over there, but that looks good. Ooh. First mark for Bev Cleveland. It comes in the fifth. And that's the one to beat right now for the $50 frame. On the mark, count 6 for Bev Cleveland, and not a bad setup at all with the 4 horsemen, but the piece of wood in between the 6 and the 10. There you see it. Another piece of wood sort of just off to the left of the 6. Oh! Everything but the 6. Nope.
End of the channel, so a 9 for Bev Cleveland as she goes to 62, 2 over. Those bonus pins in the fifth.
Going to go to our leader now, Linda Chisholm. 2 spares, a strike, and a 10 in the opening 4 frames.
Could have been a couple of strikes there. That
really
5 pin was shaking a little
she
bit.
gets good again.
Wow.
Well, that's a case of the good hit, tough leave. Good count of 8 on the mark, though. Now she'll have to chip the 5 over on the 10 or try and get the ball over. Flush on the 5. She'll go for the 10 for 10.
And there it goes. Oh, ooh, just inside.
So give Linda Chisholm a 9 in the 5th frame. Bev Cleveland stands to pick up her first payday if Karen Blanchard can't spare or strike. Oh, that's a rough one for Linda.
Yeah, that piece of wood had turned a little bit more.
Yeah, you might be tempted to play this pin here and get the wood over and bring it back, but that's a tough shot. She may just split them here.
Would have done it.
Yeah.
So she goes for that pin. She's off. Takes the 7 instead.
Now she'll come in on the right-hand side and play that piece of wood, or at least use it as a guide. Try to kick everything over into the 8. Got them all that way. Woo! Nice 10. Karen Blanchard up right now. She's open on a spare. 5th frame. This frame is worth $50, and already Bev Cleveland has a spare. So let's see what Karen can do.
And she gets a big 7-pin drop, but this is going to be tough to mark up. Maybe play the nose of that wood.
Yeah, and try to jump the ball across.
Yeah.
But that's really tough.
Yeah. So it's some cash for Bev Cleveland, $50. Her first skin of the day.
In the next frame, 2 of the bowlers, Wombolt and Chisholm, have posted 10s already. So if Blanchard doesn't mark, we'll see a carryover into the 7th frame.
Ooh, big hit there.
And a big chance here to mark and pick up $25. Nice guide. Shouldn't be a problem. There you see it. Doesn't want to get real high in that wood, but you can use the wood as a guide.
$25 for Karen Blanchard. All of our bowlers now have skins. And we'll be back with more of the first string in just a moment. Nice to have you here today, Bruce. Oh, and you folks too at home. We're into the second round of Belvedere Super Pins. 2 bowlers today will advance to the semifinals.
Right now we're watching Tina Wombold, and you're watching that toll-free number up on the board as Tina picks up the spare. There is the number. Give it a call now. Register your name. You could win the Kodak autofocus camera or the Sharp auto dialer. Both will be given away at the conclusion of today's show, just as we do at the conclusion of each and every show. At the end of the series, we're going to give away a Suzuki motorcycle or a Kawasaki jet ski or a Honda ATV. Back-to-back spares for Tina Wombold. Boy, she's been impressive.
Sure has. 4 marks on the board now. That's 6 and 5 in the first 2 respectively. 8 on this third one. And she'll be open again when she gets up. Of course, sets herself up for some cash, puts the pressure on the other bowlers to come up with a spare or better and take the cash out of her hands.
Great chance for Bev Cleveland to block here. The 6 and the 10. Lays it down and, oh,
yikes.
Missed on the left-hand side. Boy, so much easier with the third ball. That's a 10 for Bev Cleveland. On the other side now. Not a bad lead with the 3, 5, 6, and the 10. Wants to split the 3, 5 or the 3, 6.
And
yes,
she gets them. Well, Bev Cleveland gets her second mark of the day, and here that right onto that 3-pin there, right on to her. There are. Here's Linda Chisholm. Linda having a great day.
Yep.
22 pins over par.
Being chased by Tina Wombold, though, and Tina has posted spares in 7 and 8. So Linda now has to respond to that kind of pressure with the horseman on the right-hand side and the 7 over on the left. Ooh. All right. You've got 2 together, the 6 and 10 for 8. I think Linda's going to go for them all, though. Oh, through the hole. That's a 6 box for Linda Chisholm. On the other side now.
And finds the 1-3 pocket. Unfortunately, leaves behind the 2, 6, or 10.
Does have that piece of wood right here, but that really won't cover, certainly won't cover this pin, the 6 here. She's going to have to get it in here and chip this over. Not to be. A couple of guys very interested in watching this lady are Mark and Luke, the 2 children, well, I shouldn't say children, young men of Linda Chisholm. Nice names, Mark and Luke. Going to go to Karen Blanchard now. Karen's open on a spare. Remember, Tina Wombold has a spare in the 7th.
Won't argue with his wife, Newt.
Well, especially when she's holding a gun that size.
Well, toss up another one, partner. I'm going to see if I can nail this one on my own.
All right. You ready?
Uh-huh.
You're aiming. 1, 2, 3.
Hold your fire!
Mr. Cody, it's a great honor, sir. I'm Colonel Jeb Quintano, commanding officer of Fort Ellis.
Colonel, I'd like for you to say hello to Newt and Hannah Call.
Newt, ma'am.
Colonel, what brings you out our way?
The opportunity to meet a living legend. When I heard you were in the area, sir, I decided to break off from my patrol and come and pay my respects.
Well, that's very kind of you, Colonel. What are you fellows up to?
Oh, we're tracking a Cheyenne chief and some of his people. They're fugitives from the Red Cloud Agency.
Are they dangerous?
Well, we consider any Indian who leaves the reservation dangerous, ma'am.
What's the chief's name?
Iron Bow. Perhaps you've heard of him?
Iron Bow? Hell, he's no hostile. I helped settle his treaty myself.
You did?
I sure did.
Could we have a word, sir? Would you 2 excuse us for just one moment, please? We don't want any bloodshed, Mr. Cody. We just want Iron Bow back on the reservation before he triggers a massive exodus.
Well, you go after him with a bunch of blue coats, and he's going to make a run for it for sure. Or worse yet, open fire.
But given that you know him, sir, you could be of invaluable assistance to us.
Tell you the truth, Colonel, I put my scouting days behind me.
Well, sir, we could certainly do with the help of an expert tracker and statesman such as yourself. What do you say, Mr. Cody?
Statesman? Newt! Anna, come over here.
Mr. Cody.
I suppose since you put it that way.
Excellent. So it's settled then.
We're going after Iron Bow. This here's my partner, and since there's two of us, I'll need double my usual rate. And don't try to talk me into anything more.
Your reputation for shrewdness, Mr. Cody, is well deserved. Very well. Double it is.
We ride first light.
Thanks. Newt?
Colonel?
Ma'am?
Well, Buffalo Bill is back in the saddle, feeling first rate and looking good.
This ain't one of your shows, Mr. Cody.
Tell me something. The truth now. You wouldn't involve my husband in anything dangerous, would you?
I wouldn't dream of such a thing.
Father, Austin will get his story in on time.
Can't count on your brother for anything. Maybe you can talk some sense into him. He won't listen to me.
He won't let you down.
I don't understand him. He doesn't seem to realize we have a paper to put out.
I'm sure he's got a very good reason for being late.
He has no reasons, only excuses.
One of them was wearing the feathered bonnet of a war chief. His name was Yellowhand.
Go on, Mr. Cody.
Well, sir, old Yellowhand, he singled me out. So I charged at him full chisel, second shot. I got his pony right out from under him.
And then you finished him off, right?
Well, no, not exactly. You see, as luck would have it, my roan stepped in a gopher hole, took a bad stumble. I went tail over tea kettle. And old Yellowhand, he just kept firing at me. Just barely missed me each time, just barely. By the time that he had run out of bullets, I was on him like black on a stove lid. I pulled this very knife. And I took him on in a duel to the death. By the time that the troopers got there, I had ripped that bonnet off of him, and I held it up and I said, "Here it is! Here it is! First trophy for Custer!" Oh, thank you, my angel. Thank you, thank you.
Can you go back to that part about your horse falling down?
Oh, hell, son, I can do you one better than that. Here. It's all in there, every glorious moment.
Exactly how it happened.
You got another story, Mr. Cody?
Oh, no. Hey, old Bill's just about storied out. You gotta save something for the morrow, my little cherub. My little Juliet. Juliet. Wherefore art thou, Juliet? But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's pale with grief that thou her maid art, far more fair than she. It is my lady, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Well, hello, sir. You look an awful lot like a newspaper man I used to know.
It's finished. Here it is, the best story about Buffalo Bill you're ever gonna read. I'm sorry it's late, but I think you'll agree it's worth it.
Sorry, it grows on trees around here. This isn't a proper article?
No, sir, it isn't. It's more like a story. It's not every day we have a hero of the Indian Wars in our midst. I thought I'd try an original approach. I hope you like it.
Original, hmm?
You know, I just had a wild idea. I wonder if old Iron Bow ever thought about taking up the show business.
A Cheyenne chief?
Well, why not? I've been pulling Jaspers in off the street and dressing them up like wild Indians. Oh, my goodness. Talk about authenticity. Why settle for an imitation when you can have the real thing?
Mr. Cody, there's a Cheyenne brave approaching us from the back.
Yeah, and there's 3 more of them over on the ridge to our left.
I don't suppose they want to audition for your show?
Well, I tell you, if they do, they got the part.
Which coffee company can bring the wild, untamed flavors of an African safari blend right to your cup? A coffee this full and intense could only come from one company, the Nabob Coffee Company. Which coffee company can bring the breathtaking summit of Colombia right to your cup? A coffee this rich and lively could only come from one company, the Nabob Coffee Company.
Think crush zone. Think rigid body construction. Think powertrain. Think instrument cluster. Whatever you buy, think to use your GM Visa card. You won't pay an annual fee, and you will earn 5% of everything you spend towards a new GM car or truck. Soft top. Now you're thinking.
The road to technology leads to greater learning.
At 3:15, everyone's invited to come and join our CCF.
Enables a child to move forward and helps silent voices be heard. Access the future. National Access Awareness Week, May 29th to June 4th. Promoting barrier-free learning for persons with disabilities.
Would you believe these Oshkosh clothes are hand-me-downs? Well, it's washing with Tide that keeps them looking great.
It works so well that now Oshkosh joins Cotton Incorporated in recommending Tide. We were so impressed when Tide showed us how their advanced cotton care cleans away broken fibers. So cotton clothes washed in Tide don't look old and fuzzy.
That's why these hand-me-downs look good enough for school pictures. To keep your cottons looking great, ask a Tide mom, the expert. Right, Mitchell? Yeah.
Right over here, and I'm going to spray.
A new frontier for a 60s activist. Buffy St. Marie paints a picture of her life on CTV's Biography. Tonight on CTV News.
I know.
Good day, Mrs. Hackett.
Mr. Peel? Folks are talking about that Buffalo Bill story you ran.
Yes, that was quite something. To tell you the truth, I didn't think you had it in him.
You know, Josiah, except for your paper in the good book, folks don't do an awful lot of reading around here.
What are you getting at?
Well, I think you'll find that the second chapter in this book captures your interest.
The great Buffalo Bill. Let yourself be taken without a fight?
We didn't come looking for no fight.
You come in peace, seek counsel with Chief Ironbow.
You come to take us back to your agency land. No.
Chief? Well, how the hell are you?
I felt better. The years have changed you.
You're not exactly a young pup no more yourself.
Sold out the coffee.
How could you not, with Buffalo Bill on the front page?
What took you so long?
We got caught up.
Recognize this, Austin?
What is it?
Do you want to tell her?
Buffalo Bill told exactly the same story. What's the difference?
What's the difference? It's plagiarism, that's the difference.
Well, I would have written it myself, but you'd have found something wrong with it.
Oh, I see. Now it's my fault.
That's not what I said.
This is a mistake. Austin, this is a mistake.
If there was a mistake, it was mine for thinking he could become a newspaper man.
Father, we can write a retraction, an apology.
Maybe I'm not a newspaper man. Is that what you want to hear?
The statesman stands for the truth, or it stands for nothing. Don't you understand that?
You're always so damned right.
Austin, you leave me no choice. You're fired. Now get out.
Father, you can't fire Austin. Austin!
Buffalo Bill. The white man made us many promises and broke them all but one. He promised to steal our land, and he did. The blue coats forced too many onto the reservation. The hunting is poor, and the buffalo are gone.
Is that why you lit out?
We go to seek counsel from the spirits of our elders, our bravest warriors. They will tell us what to do. We go to Powder River.
Well, I reckon that's the best place to look for him.
Crowchild. Cody's a man of honor. So is any man who rides with him. You smoke with us now, or you will go. The young have no respect for the ways, and this one has much to learn.
Do tell. The Army's not looking for a fight, my friend. They sent us because they don't want any bloodshed.
Mr. Cody's mighty persuasive. If you come back with us, we could arrange to get you safe passage to Powder River.
Right.
There'd be no bloodshed.
Safe passage. I will fight.
I know, I remember.
I do not wish to look upon the dead stacked high again. Perhaps you are right. The blue coats will listen to Cody.
He lies.
We will not return to the reservation till we have gone to the Powder River.
It will be as you say. You have the word of Buffalo Bill on it. If that ain't good enough, I got powerful friends in Washington.
Austin, you can't just ride off like this.
You heard what he said.
Well, you...
I've had enough! All right?
Sweetwater is no kind of answer, Austin. It's just more trouble.
It's the only place I know where no one's going to tell me how to live my life.
This isn't right.
So, white people sit on chairs in a big lodge and watch you shoot Indians.
Well, not exactly. We don't use real bullets. We don't even use real Indians. That's why I need you.
To shoot at while white people watch.
Oh, no. It's not like that. It's just, well, the whole thing is play acting. Nobody actually gets hurt.
And white people pay you money to see a battle without purpose and without honor.
Well, gee, you make it sound so damn silly. It's just good, solid entertainment, that's all, Newt.
It's like having a battle again, so other folks can see what it was like.
Right.
It is ours, not theirs to have. You look like the man I know, but you are not the same man.
Hey, listen, I've read the signs. I know times are changing. I'm changing, too. I'm getting bigger and better every day.
No. You are hollow now. Something is inside you and ate your fire.
Hey, Chief, I still got fire in the belly. I'm just burning a different coal, that's all. Let me handle this.
Well, that's some fine work, Cody. I would say we get these prisoners in shackles like they belong.
Soldier, these men are not prisoners. We're headed for Fort Ellis to parley with Colonel Quintano.
Well, the colonel sent us out here to relieve you of further duty. So we'll just take these hostiles back to the stockade.
What? You see? It is a trap.
Hey, simmer down. Just hold it here.
You lied to us. You betrayed us. No!
Drop the gun. Drop the gun, Cody.
Do it, Newt. What the hell do you think you're doing?
I don't care if you are Buffalo Bill, Cody. You just interfere with the business of the United States Army. You boys are under arrest.
There are a lot of reasons we created Ford Windstar with more passenger and cargo room than any leading minivan. A lot of reasons we gave Windstar the widest stance for secure handling, and reasons we gave it over 40 standard safety features, and even went so far as to include 24-hour roadside assistance. We'd be glad to name all the reasons, but you've already named them. Ford Windstar, created for the most important people in the world.
Want to try new Pert Plus? No way. I tried it years ago. My hair needs a separate conditioner. This new stuff cleans and conditions better than back then. But it's still a shampoo and conditioner in one. True, but while some other 2-in-1s only vary the level of the same conditioners, new Pert Plus actually has different conditioning formulas, customized for each hair type. We'll see. Well, it is actually better. It's really manageable. New Pert Plus, customized conditioning that's right for you.
CTV's Barbecue Report with Fred Patterson is brought to you by A2 Caesar Salad Kits.
Hi, Freddie P. here. You know, you'd be amazed how easy it is to turn romaine lettuce into a great meal. Let me show you how. First, brush some prepared seafood kebabs with your favorite marinade and place them on the grill. Next, wash and dry a head of romaine and tear it into bite-sized pieces. And now comes the easy part. Open your A2 Caesar Salad Kit that comes complete with grated Parmesan cheese, real crumbled bacon, seasoned multi-grain croutons, and of course the delicious creamy Caesar dressing. Toss all the ingredients together, then take your grilled seafood and place it on the salad. And enjoy the great taste of A2 Caesar. So look for A2 Caesar Salad Kits in the produce section of your grocery store. A2 Caesar, the makings of an authentic Caesar salad.
From headlights, to transmission fluid, to tires, inside, outside, top to bottom, Canadian Tire has you covered. Because we have the experience that comes from servicing over 10,000 cars every day, and more than 65,000 auto parts and products, which means we help maintain more cars than anyone. So whatever you need, come to the one place with everything. Canadian Tire. There's a lot more for your car for a lot less.
Colonel, how is it you neglected to tell us you were going to slap Ironbow's people behind bars?
It was none of your business.
Well, it's my business now. I don't like being used or lied to.
Making an example of Ironbow will keep the others in line. It's as simple as that.
Are you following orders? Or are you just making this up as you go along?
Except that you're a relic, Cody. At best, you're a sideshow for the folks back east. You ought to be real pleased you're of any use at all.
Well, I must be losing it to be fooled by a jackass like you.
This jackass is formally charging you with aiding the escape of a fugitive.
You know, Chicago's looking better all the time.
Sideshow. Well, maybe he's right. I made a damn fool of myself, but I got friends in Washington that'll fry his brass.
Washington'll do. Of course. Gotta get out of here first.
How's the stew?
It's quite good.
Glad you like it. This is ridiculous.
I told you I don't want to discuss it.
You've never made a mistake?
Yes, I have, and I've paid for my mistakes too, just like he'll have to pay for his. He's his own man now.
Father, if you two would just talk to each other, instead of being at loggerheads all the time.
He knows where to find me.
So if he came to you, you would at least listen to him?
Depend on what he had to say. I'm not sure I can trust him anymore.
Hey, Private. What? You come over here? Come on. You know who that is?
Yeah, so?
That, sir, is a living legend. Stories he can tell. It's unbelievable. Ask him about Cowchip Davis. Go on. Hey, Cody. Tell him about Cowchip.
Well, I don't rightly feel up to it.
You don't feel up to it? Hell. Now listen to this story. You learn it right, you never have to pay for another drink again, I swear it.
Yeah? You reckon?
I know.
Oh, Cowchip Davis. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, the man was huge. He was 7 feet tall if he was an inch, and strong. Woo! He could lift a cow with each arm, and if he didn't like the way that you looked, he might just throw one at you. And you know the man that he hated the most in this whole world? You got that right. Buffalo Bill Cody. Oh! That's a signed copy, son. done. I sent a telegram to General Corr up in Miles City and another to President Hayes himself.
That ought to bake Quintano's beans.
You got that right.
I figure we can get to Powder River before Iron Bow does. We better move out before someone sees us.
It feels kind of good, doesn't it?
What's that?
Being a fugitive.
Hello, excuse me. I was wondering if you, I was wondering if you've seen a man. Peel? I mean, that's his name, Austin Peel. Have you seen him? I suppose not. Thank you very much. Hello, good day. I was wondering if you, have met a man by the name of Peel. Austin Peel? He's very tall. Thank you.
I'll put money on the winner. Money don't look so good.
We shot at each other. Seanne missed. Shot his horse clean out from under him.
Gracious me! Did you kill him?
It was either him or me, darling. Hannah, what the heck are you doing here?
I am looking for you. Why else would I be in a dung heap like this? Back off, Missy. I got this one staked out. Is that so? Well, he's coming home with me. The hell he is! The hell he is!
Hannah!
You tell this strumpet to find herself another customer. Strumpet? I ain't no whore. I'm a dancing girl. And I'm Lily Langtree.
Now take it easy. Come on. That's my kid's sister.
I don't care if she's your sainted mother. Nobody calls me a whore.
Come on, Hannah.
Austin, he's mine. No, he isn't. Yes, he is. No, he isn't.
Hey there, Petunia. What? You ain't spoke for I'm speaking out. Well, I bet you clean up real pretty.
Please keep balls off of me.
No.
You better drop that knife, mister. I'll put daylight in your liver.
Easy, Hannah. You're gonna hurt somebody with that thing.
Well, that's up to her, Austin.
You plan on plugging the lady with that thing, ma'am, you best cock it first.
Thank you.
Come on, Hannah. Hannah. Come on.
Persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through. Introducing McDonald's Superhero Burger. Tomatoes, crisp lettuce, the great taste of 2 processed cheeses melted over 3 beef patties on a superhero bun. It's McDonald's Taste of the Month everyone's making a break for.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Think dual airbags. Think durable two-coat body paint. Think climate control.
Gets it. Bev Cleveland. Well, she hit the $3.99 triple. 1 pin away from the 400 club. Oh, that's rough. Just caught the nose of the wood. Look for Bev to go to the other side now. There's those two and gets them all. Yes. That's a nice 10 for Bev Cleveland. Let's look at this one again. That was a real nice 10. Got down low on that piece of wood. Flipped the wood over. And look at that.
It's the way they fall sometimes. Linda Chisholm gets up. Looking at a strike to force a carryover. Tina Wombolt posted the strike in the 7th frame. And Linda finds the front pin. Knocks that 6. It's shaking. It's wobbling. Looks like it's on the better part of a Saturday night. And still.
Early Sunday morning. There or there.
Ooh, yes, it is.
Great shot. I was going to say Linda Chisholm feeling some heat from Tina Wombolt, who had pulled within just 2 pins of Linda Chisholm, but she makes a beauty here. Getting over on that 7 was the trick here, and she got it. Big mark. Now, what can she put on it? Well, she puts 5 on it. I'd be a little frustrated if you're Karen Blanchard. She came up big with a couple of marks. But I've seen Tina pick up a mark, and then Linda Chisholm, as she almost pulled off another one. That's a great effort for Linda Chisholm.
Oh, she's not letting up a little bit here.
Now Karen Blanchard, who was coming on strong a moment ago, has slipped a little bit. 20 pins off the pace, less what she gets here.
$25 frame for Karen Blanchard. But the $25 goes to Tina Wombolt.
Only 4 on her mark for Karen. That's kind of tough. Oh, what a great effort, though, and a tough split. All 10s next frame so far.
So a mark here is worth $25 to Karen.
And more importantly, would set her up for the final 2 frames.
That's right. We're into the stretch drive here.
This is
going to be really tough to spare up. All she wants to be in the 1-3 pocket. A little more full on the 1. And that's it.
Oh, that is a great mark under pressure for Karen Blanchard. Just a super mark for Karen.
Yes, indeed. And we've got a real good one. 213 for Linda Chisholm, 208 Tina Wombolt. Karen Blanchard and Bev Cleveland struggling to find room in 2nd place. Final 2 frames when we return. Today are going to move on to the semifinals, where every frame is worth $50. But listen, folks, this one is too close to call.
Well, you need a little combination here, really. If you look at those numbers up on the board, Linda Chisholm looks in pretty good shape at 213, but she's only 5 pins ahead of Tina Wombolt, and that's the bowler you really want to keep an eye on. 208 for Tina. Then Karen Blanchard is 16 pins off the pace, and 18 back is Bev Cleveland. So Cleveland and Blanchard really do have to come on, and they have to hope that Tina Wombolt falters a little bit. So far under pressure, she has not shown that trait at all. So,
yeah,
should be good.
He may be here, too, that Blanchard is open. If she's going to make a move and one of the 2 leaders falters at all, that could be her in. Anyway, don't forget to fill out those ballots available at your local retailer, your grocer, your drugstore, local newsstand, or your bowling center. Pick them up today. Fill them out, mail them in for a chance at one of our 3 major prizes, the Suzuki on-off-road motorcycle, Kawasaki jet ski, or the Honda ATV. Just a reminder, because, you know, sometimes after the show you probably made a point during the show of going up and doing that, and then forget about it right after the show. So now that we're near the end of the show, we'll just remind you one more time.
Talked about Tina Wombolt performing under pressure. Now, she has a little dicey shot here. She has a couple of pieces of wood. Wants to get right on the pin, and she missed on the right-hand side. There's no doubt in my mind that she was afraid of brushing the wood that was sort of half in the channel there.
Well, this is good news for Karen Blanchard.
Well, she dropped 1 pin, so Karen and Bev go to 15 and 17 respectively behind Wombolt with 2 frames to come. And she got a late falling 3 pin. She may have wanted to stay. Piece of wood on the move a little bit down there as Tina's kind of taking a look. Tina doesn't convert this, the door will be open slightly for Cleveland and Blanchard.
And certainly for Blanchard, who's at 192 and open, Bev Cleveland at 180.
Yeah. Well, a couple of big pins down there.
Tina Wombolt gets them.
He gets them both. Pretty good
103 second string. She had a 124 in the first string. 227.
Gotta go to at least to Bev Cleveland now, who finds herself 17 pins out of second place. And hey, oh my.
Big drop. Unfortunately, it's the bedpost.
Yeah.
She's got a piece of wood that's tilted ever so slightly, in her favor perhaps, over on the right side.
3 altogether. I think she'll go to the left, get around the nose of the wood and try to get the 2 pieces in play. She did, and that really wasn't a bad effort at all for Bev Cleveland. But she has to kind of shine up the strike ball.
I thought she might play the right side, try and turn that piece around onto the piece that was perpendicular to the edge of the plate. Throw that over on the 7th. But too late now to talk about it. Let's move on to what's news.
Well, it really is striking time now for Tina.
1-3 pocket.
Yeah.
But wasn't on the 1 full enough to take out the 2 and the 4. 10 standing there. Well, I guess she wants to be here on the outside of that 2 pin, and she is.
She's got
perfectly played.
Nice to see Bev Cleveland pick up the mark, going out in fine style here, because of the fine bowler that she is. You know, her husband Bert and Timothy, very proud of her, and all the people at Metro Transit where she works. Folks at the Fairlanes Halifax Shopping Center Bowling Center. As Bev Cleveland picks up 4 on the mark, finishes with the 98 for a 2-string total of 203.
That won't be enough.
Now our leader, Linda Chisholm. Pretty good shape, Linda. Just wants to keep the ball on the lane. And then we'll see Karen Blanchard's run at Tina Wombolt. Just a single pin there.
And misses that. So a 10 box will get you $25 if you're Karen Blanchard in the 9th frame. And you know, funny, there will be a Karen Blanchard in the 9th frame.
Yes.
But stick with Linda Chisholm here, who drops 8 in a real hurry and has nice coverage on the 6 and the 10.
Linda's going to move on to the next round. That's the good news if you're a Linda Chisholm fan, of which there are many. Question is, can Karen Blanchard catch Tina Womble? When she gets up, she'll need 35 pins in the final 2 frames, but she will be open on a mark. There's Linda. She's got them both. So Linda Chisholm going out in fine style, sitting right now at 109 plus. She opened with the 123. So she's having a real good afternoon. Going to finish first. Already is $125 made. And we do have the possibility of a carryover and a 1-ball roll-off, Paul, in the 10th frame with Cleveland and Chisholm both having spares.
That's great.
3 on it. 112 finish for Linda Chisholm. 2-string total of 235. Now, Karen Blanchard's up. As we mentioned, she needs 35 pins in these 2 frames, but she's open here. And that's really what you have to keep in mind. She wants to sink it deep. Now she gets off the side. Only 4. That's tough. It is really tough. She really has to mark here, but she's going to need a double strike. Oh, boy. Everything but 1 pin. But Karen has to get the strike ball shined up.
Well, the consolation here is that she picks up $25 with the 10 bucks.
She needs 21 pins now in this frame. That's why we said that she would need the double strike. Whoa! Boy, she almost had 1. And we will have a carryover.
That's right.
And a 1-ball roll-off.
For $25.
Tina Womble and Linda Chisholm are going to move on to the next round, the semifinals in this competition, as Karen watches the wood down there move around a little bit. Gets a single pin there, I think, or did it catch the channel? A 1-ball roll-off.
And we'll be back right after these messages. Blanchard. Oh, about that $25 skin. We had the 1-ball roll-off during the break. And this is how things went. Tim Womble got up, rolled a 1, Bev Cleveland a 5, and then it was Linda Chisholm's turn. And Linda made no mistake. Got them all with the ball. Karen Blanchard couldn't respond, so $25 extra for Linda Chisholm. She went to $150. Tina Womble picked up $150 as well. Want to congratulate the home viewers, those folks who called the 1-800 number for the Sharp Auto Dialer and the Kodak autofocus camera. Remember to look for that 1-800 number every week. Next week, Shirley Donovan, Nancy Geldart, Rita Harkwell, and Lucienne Theriault. That's next time. For Bruce Stephen, I'm Paul Meunier. So long, everybody.